Hello, this is Dennis McDonald with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can get us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com. This is a customer's telephone, Alex, in Connecticut. And this is the final video of this telephone. This is a checkout video. And if you watch the earlier videos, you know, it showed some problems that we had with the bell, and we had to replace the handset hardwired cord. The customer is going to hardwire in a cord to this telephone because that's the type of telephone it is. You have to hardwire them in, and so we have a modular port on it right now so that we can check the phone out. We also have to plug it in here, and we'll do a check. Let me get it plugged in. It's a little difficult doing it one-handed, but we'll get it. Okay, we want to hang the telephone up. We're going to ring the bell. We're going to go all the way to low on the bell, and then back to loud. Dial tone. And we're going to dial all the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So now what we want to do is every time I talk into the telephone, you'll see a red light here. That's the indicator light from the telephone analyzer. Hello, 1, 2, 3. So it's got 100% modulation, and it's hitting all the numbers. I just hung up. We want to release the hook switch now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're right on with this telephone now. Dial tone. Okay. And basically, in an earlier video, we showed where we added a capacitor for the ring circuit, and I put a piece of double-sided sticky tape to kind of hold the bell where it was located, or the capacitor, I'm sorry, on the bell. So everything's been wired into the network. The network has been checked for all of its connections. We went into the Rotary and we cleaned all the contacts and in the hook switch and made sure everything was working properly and all the numbers were hitting as you dialed numbers. So everything is working on this telephone, and we're getting ready to send it back to the customer. Once we take our clips off for our hardwire here, we won't be able to use the phone any longer, and that's the way the customer is going to use it. He's just going to pop the cover off and hardwire in and use the telephone that way. So basically we're finished up with this telephone, and just wanted to show you a final video of it. What we want to do now, though, I want to take and this is the dial center ring. I'm going to set this down for a second. I'm going to take this dial center ring out, and we'll put that on real quick. And this dial center ring has a metal ring and then some brackets right here to hold it in. There's a piece of plastic in there, and then your dial card. The customer does not want a phone number on this dial card, so we're not going to put one. It also consists of a little metal keeper on the back. So basically, if you look at this, one of these little brackets is smaller than the other one. And if you look up, we want to put it this way because the big end of the bracket is on the bottom of the finger wheel. So basically what we want to do is we want to take this and there's a hole here on the finger wheel and a hole here, and this is a metal finger wheel. This is not a plastic one, this is a metal one, and that's why it accepts this metal round what's called a dial center ring, and so that slides in there like this, and then this gets pushed into that, and your dial center ring is on now. So but them dial center rings are very sought after. They're not really hard to get a hold of, but they can be expensive. You can pay different amounts of money for these dial center rings. Sometimes you can get a good deal on them, but generally them things can be around $10, maybe $7 or $8, $9, $10 a piece. So if you can get them for cheaper than that, that's a great deal. So anyway, this telephone is finished up, and we can basically hang it up once. Some of them you can hear dial tone, some you can't. We're going to go ahead and take the clips off of this one. And now it's disconnected from the telephone analyzer. And I guess you can see that there's a little bracket here with a notch cut in it, and that accepts the bracket here on the top of the phone. And then there's a little set of clips down here that that clip into this catch on the bottom of the telephone. So we want to go ahead and install our cover now. And we may clean this telephone up a little bit. I don't get into the habit of cleaning these phones up extensively or nothing, and then it clipped into place down there. So now it's all back together again. I don't get into cleaning these phones extensively, just for the simple fact that, you know, if the customer wants to do that, they're more than welcome to do that. But you know, I learned a long time ago, you don't really want to over clean these telephones. You know, and if you want it in perfect condition, then maybe you can go out and find one in perfect condition. But these telephones you know, have a lot of use behind them. I think they look better when they have a little wear and tear on them than they do if they're just brand spanking new. But you don't want to over clean them. So you know, don't drive yourself crazy trying to over clean them if you're working on one of them, because they look just as good with a little bit of wear on them. Basically, you know, we put a little wax on them, clean them up a little bit, and we go from there, and they look great. So this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can get us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com. This is a Western Electric wall phone from the 50s. It's a very nice telephone, and we enjoyed working on it. We hope Alex likes it when he receives it back. Thank you for watching. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone. Thank you, and goodbye.